W Spinner here, and I'm back with a quick video. The gyms opened in New Jersey. Our gyms opened on September 1st. And a lot of people went back. People are thankfully following protocol, which makes me very happy because I was a little skittish, not going to lie. However, what we're finding out is the gyms are finding out that many of our members either bought equipment, and that's really an investment, which I understood after 6 months because I did myself. They might have invested in buying a bike. For the spin program, we either have people that have purchased bikes, which is great, so meaning that you've been able to keep up some level of fitness over the past 6 months. The only difference is now if you return to the spin program at your particular gym, you now have to add in the factor of a mask. And I'm going to do a video later about riding with a mask because that is a totally different world. Or you have members who were not able to purchase equipment. And as a result, they're coming back with a different fitness level that they had 6 months ago. So for all people, and you're going to hear this particularly in spin, and I know you've heard it before because spin instructors, I know I as a spin instructor, have used this phrase, make the class your own. You're going to hear that a lot now once you're coming back. But what does the instructor mean when they say, make the class your own? Now, I know as an instructor, I've said it, and when I do say it, what I see from my students when they're riding. Now, I have resistance on my bike right now. And you can tell I'm not bouncing around in my seat. Butt firmly planted, legs you can tell are working. However, seems like the minute I say, make the class your own, this is what I see oftentimes. People, instead of increasing or maybe taking a little bit of resistance off, whole resistance comes off. Well, what happens? I start bouncing around. Look what happens. I start bouncing around in my seat. We don't mean that either. When the instructor says, make the class your own, we mean a number of things that you must take into consideration. Your fitness level. Are you new to spin? Or are you an advanced rider? Has been riding like 10 years or more? Or are you an outdoor rider? Outdoor riders, make the class your own. What they'll do is, if the rest of the class is standing, you say make the class your own. They sit down, crank up that resistance, because they're there to train specifically to ride outside. And that's fine. That's fine. New riders have now gotten the courage, because it takes a lot of courage to walk by that spin room and finally decide that you're going to join that little community. And that's exactly what we are. We're a bunch of people that ride in darkened rooms and go, yay, 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 give us more. That can be very intimidating for a new rider. But a new rider that walks into the room gives that instructor either the ticket or whatever and tells them that they're new. They're there to learn. They're learning how to set their bike up, which their instructor would. The instructor is now aware and will make sure in their cueing that they're paying particular attention, and we always do, but maybe a little bit more attention is paid for form. Because your new riders, you can't tell them go out to hand position 2 because they don't know what hand position 2 is. So a new rider is there to learn hand position 1. And when we say 1, we don't mean, elbows are now earrings. No, we mean shoulders down and back. Light touch. When you raise up to 2, hand position 2, and it's just that. You're simply raising up for hand position 2. Coming out to 3, long spine. Neck is very comfortable. It's neutral neck. And where's your power coming? From your legs. Okay? And to sit down. Many new riders are not able to get up because they don't have the core strength. Can't rise up to 2. They're to stay. Because you know what? You can get a good workout in hand position 1, 2, or 3. But there are other things that instructors mean when they say, make your ride your own. And what we're saying is it depends on what is going on in your body for that day. Do you have a pain or ache that requires that you need to pull back resistance? Do so. Or things like sleep. Really important factor. And the quality and the amount of hours that you sleep are very important and will influence your performance for that particular day. So your body goes through, just a quick technical lesson here on sleep. Body goes through cycles of sleep. Light, deep, and then usually REM, which is known as rapid eye movement sleep. These stages, each stage is important towards how you feel when you wake up the next morning. So it's more than just the number of hours you sleep, but the number of hours that you spend in each spin. Each sleep stage. So in your light sleep, that's where you do physical recovery. And that's obvious why that's important. You go through a period of deep sleep. In deep sleep, that's where your memory is recovering. Your immune system gets built, which is so important, period. More so even now. And unfortunately, the number of hours that you spend in deep sleep as you get older tends to reduce, which could have an effect on memory and also your immune system. However, research has found that exercise, and we're talking about 30 minutes a day, walking, riding, whatever, that can help maintain the number of hours you stay in deep sleep, assisting in memory, assisting in building your immune system. So just imagine what happens if you don't get enough deep sleep and you come to class and you wear yourself down even further. You can affect your immune system, leaving yourself open to catch whatever else is flying around out there. REM sleep, which is your rapid eye movement, that's where you dream. And that cycle increases, that stage increases throughout the night, the amount of time spent there. That's going to affect your mood. So if you find yourself going to class like, maybe you're not getting enough REM sleep. It also affects your long-term memory. And it takes the event from the previous day and commits it to your long-term memory. So REM sleep is really important. Just one more interesting fact. Can you tell I geeked out on all this info about REM sleep? Muscles from the waist down immobilize during REM sleep. And that way you don't act out on your dreams. So we can see how the quality and the number of hours of sleep can affect your performance. Because if you don't get enough hours in the light sleep stage, and that's where physical recovery occurs, the next day when you go to workout, or the day after, if you're doing, say, an every other day schedule, your muscles have not recovered and you're more prone for illness or more prone for injury. Additionally, nutrition is very important. I am not going to preach nutrition. I'm just going to tell you that if you, say, come fueled up on a sleeve of Oreo cookies, and please don't get me wrong, I love me a good Oreo cookie. However, smart enough to know that if I have fueled myself on Oreo cookies, my performance is not going to be the same if maybe for lunch I had the salad and the sandwich and the fruits and, hydrated in there, everything else. So your performance is dependent and I hate to say this, even more so when you get older, on nutrition. What are you fueling yourself so that you can get a optimal performance? I am not saying that people must never, ever, ever eat anything that is not nutrient dense. That's crazy. I mean, if that's the way you want to live your life and you're happy, that's great. But I know everybody every so often wants maybe a little piece of cake here, an Oreo cookie there, whatever. That's fine. I kind of live my life with the 80-20 rule. And in trying to hit 80%, usually I'm more like 90-10. But if I hit 80% of my meals during the week are healthy and are nutrient dense, I'm good. I'm okay with maybe the 10 to 20% being, not so great. Also, and this is one factor that I see for people during class, they are excellent. People who spin and do other activities. While they are doing it, they're great for hydrating themselves. But hydration is not just while you're taking a class. If you come into a class and you are dehydrated, your performance is going to just falter. It is. And you're going to keep trying and you're going to get frustrated and you're not going to understand why. And that's the reason. Now, people say, well, you know what? I drink a gallon of water during class. And that's fine. However, your molecules, the molecules in your body, the mitochondria, everything needs to be adequately hydrated from minute 1 in order for you to perform throughout whatever session you're doing, and even just to be efficient throughout the day. So for Make the Class Your Own, your instructor is basically saying, make sure that you're hydrated. Make sure that hydration is something that just doesn't happen when you sit down on this bike. You must come to your class hydrated. And yes, there are formulas that you can figure out. Weigh yourself before the class, weigh yourself after the class, and then that'll determine how much water you need to drink. And there's a big formula for that. If you want it, you can look that up on the net. However, easy way to figure out is the color of your urine. If your urine is yellow like the sun, guess what? You need more water. Also, if you're thirsty and you're drinking when you're thirsty, you're dehydrated. It's already too late. I'm not saying that then don't bother. However, don't get yourself in repeated cycles of dehydration. That will definitely cut down on your improving in your fitness level. And that's all we all want to do. And when we say make your class your own, the last thing your instructor, when there's so many other things that can factor into this, we are expecting you to say, look at this one class, it's just that, one class. Then over the arc of, say, a month, compare your fitness levels and see, are you stronger? Can you stand longer? Oh, instead of riding on level 7, I'm now up to level 12. You're looking for an arc to improve. You're not looking at each individual class and saying, well, that class was this class was that class was that. No, you're looking for a pattern. And that's what we want you to do. Develop a pattern where you're aware of your level, the hours of sleep, and the quality of sleep. Be aware of the patterns of what you eat and how it affects your performance. Be aware of the patterns of, oh, it's now 6 p.m. and this is the first 8-ounce glass of water that I've had. Be aware of what that's going to do for you for the next day. I do hope that someone has been able to take at least one thing that I have said to make this their own and to help and increase your knowledge of health and wellness, or even to make you want to look up something or do a little bit more research. This is my goal, is to make sure that after each video, either you have a little laugh or you learn something. Thanks a lot. I will be coming again soon with another video. Have a great rest of the day.